Okay, you guys have to trust me. Just wait a second. Just wait a second. Just 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 trust me for a second here. Okay. Hold up. We'll see if anyone actually joins the second time around. I wish I just kept it going, but hey, John.
What's up, man?
Everyone who's gonna maybe tune back into the stream is gonna be so confused because I've been live since 20 minutes after the trade news dropped, and they're all gonna be like, "You just ended. What the fuck are you doing?"
What the fuck? Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even check my DMs or anything like that.
That's okay. I don't blame you.
I have been trying to write about this, and all I've been doing is just like looking at Twitter going like, what? Huh? What? So yeah, maybe this will help me like focus my thoughts.
Yeah.
It's funny. I told my wife today, I'm like, oh, this is so great. This is my one actual day off. This is my one real day where I'm like, I got no podcast, I've got no writing. I can just sit back. I, was playing Fortnite and having a few drinks, watching SNL, and all of a sudden I'm just like, let me check Twitter. No. Oh, so yeah, here we are.
I mean, so we were discussing. I had like the podcast Avengers come in. Cam was here, Noah was here, the first of the floor guys were here, Oliver Fox was here from Celtics blog. Like everyone tuned in at a certain point, and the question everyone asked when they came in was, how long did it take for you to realize that he was not hacked and that it was a real trade that actually happened?
It was when ESPN tweeted it out.
Yes,
because I for sure 100% thought he was hacked. 100% thought he was hacked. Even the this is real. I
thought it was hacked. I thought that confirmed it was hacked.
I'm like, it was such a sitcom-y thing. Like, that's exactly what a hacker would say. Like, no, this is real. Like, yeah, of course you would say that. You're the hacker. And like, then ESPN tweeted, I'm like, oh shit. And then McMahon tweeted it, and I'm like, my God. So it had like, it was ESPN, and I think it was Tim McMahon. I'm like, oh my God, this is real. This actually happened. This is the dumbest thing that Dallas could do, just from the fact, just the fact that they didn't shop Luka Doncic around. You have one of the most valuable players in the NBA. The dude, and I get it from Dallas's perspective. Like, he's not winning. Like he's not on the NBA like beefcake calendar. Like he's not. You know what I mean? Like, he's not in great shape. He is, but this is the whole thing. Like, I've spent a lot of time comparing Doncic to Tatum. And I've thought a lot about this, because I always think, like, my example has always been Tatum is the kid who his parents put him in front of the piano and taught him, like, you got to play piano, and you just got to play and practice. And he becomes a concert pianist, and he's one of the best in the world. But it's because he's just worked so hard at it, and he has natural talent, of course. Doncic is the dude, like, at 4 who just gets up onto the piano and is like, boom, 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 and you're like, wait a second, do that again. And he's just, next thing, like, at 5, he's playing Beethoven, and you're like, what? And he's never had to work at it. He does the stuff. Like, Tatum is a specimen. He is like engineered to be an elite basketball player. Doncic is just like some dude at the bar who put down his beer is like, yeah, I'll play. And goes and does the exact same stuff, minus the defense, obviously. And you're just
Yeah.
like, wow. Like you can do all of this stuff just like half cocked. And you go out there like, yeah, I'm still a little buzzed, but I'll just drop 9 assists, no problem. And so I get the Dallas perspective. Like when Finley took the beer out of his hands, you're like, okay, I get what's going on.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you don't shop him around. You don't go to other teams. You don't go to 29 other teams and be like, hey, if just to say, if we had Doncic, what would you give us? Like that's the part that blows me away. Just absolutely blows me away.
well, it's that, but it's also the fact that they like what's the word? They actively did the opposite of that. They like kept it under wraps on purpose. Like they said, they're like, oh, we're trying to be really sneaky. We don't want anyone to know. And they're like,
the whole place, like Nico Harrison goes like, oh my god, everybody's gonna love this. And like Adam Mars had a great tweet. It was like, imagine like Nico Harrison watching the reaction. Everybody, instead of everybody talking about what you did, everybody's like, oh, Shams got hacked. And he's like, no, I did a smart thing. Like, no, this is so stupid. Everybody, of course he got hacked.
well, it's Ben saying this. Shout out first to the floor. Could they have not gotten Jalen Brown to Celtics? I don't know if the Celtics would do it, but it's a little bit more interesting than Anthony Davis, at least, right? Like,
Well,
I don't know, man.
Look, I don't know that the Celtics would do it, but
They'd have to think.
You at least have to be like, well,
Exactly.
because Luka's 25, and hey, Luka, the way Luka manipulates a game, and you can say, well, if you have the right players around him, this is the thing about Luka. Like all of the stuff that Dallas has reportedly said is true, but you can try to cover that up somehow.
Mhm.
The Warriors have covered up Steph's defensive limitations pretty nicely. You can if you have the right players and the right system, you can do it. I really have a hard time believing that Jason Kidd and Luka Doncic can be on the same team at the same time, and it's Doncic that leaves first. Like, is that really how this went? Like, they just said, no, we're going to keep J Kidd as the coach, but Doncic, you're done. That is mind-blowing to me.
So the only conceivable way I've been trying to wrap my head around why the Mavericks, like Luka Doncic's lack of commitment to getting in shape and playing basketball has to be just like far worse than any of us realize. Like that is the only possible thing, right?
It has to be. But
Yeah.
even then, you find a way. How many guys come along that are Luka Doncic? And again, he's 25. Let's look at where the Mavs are. Look at the West. Look at what's unfolding in front of them. They have decided that 31-year-old was 30. No, Kyrie's the one that's 32.
Davis is 31, turning 32.
Davis is 31.
Soon. Yeah.
So they've decided 2 guys in their early 30s are the future of their franchise in a league where OKC is dominating. Houston has sprung onto the scene. Minnesota is, figuring things out, but and oh, by the way, Nikola Jokic exists in Denver. And you're telling me that Kyrie at 32 and Davis at 31 is the way to go, and you trade away 25-year-old perennial all-NBA guy who came in as the MVP, like early season favorite. That's the guy you're going to move, and this is the direction you're going to go. This is egregiously bad. And Dallas might be decent, but does this move make them does this put them ahead of any of the other teams ahead of them right now?
No, that is exactly my point. Like the whole purpose, like Tim McMahon said that like, oh, the Mavericks believe that defense is what will bring them forward and they want to win now, and that's the choice. Like you're still the what sixth, seventh best team in the after in the NBA after this trade. Like this, you still don't have as good of a record as or roster as the Celtics. The Thunder are still better. The Cavs are still better. The Grizzlies, Rockets, and Knicks all have a case to be better. Like you are making this trade to win now because you want better defense, and you're not even like a top 3 team in the NBA. That's unacceptable.
The Mavs are 26 and 23. They're 13 games out of first. They are 6.5 games out of third, Memphis Grizzlies. And Memphis and Houston are tied. Nuggets are fourth. They're 4 games out of that. So 26 and 23, that's what? 49 games. So they have 33 games left to make up 4 games on the Nuggets. Let's go to the Clippers. They've got 2.5 games. So we're talking about like Kyrie and Anthony Davis. You're going to make a run. Okay, so maybe you make a run. Maybe the Clippers fall off. I think they might be overachieving a little bit. You get to the 6th seed. Are you saying to me that the Dallas Mavericks with Kyrie and Anthony Davis and everybody else, that's going to be your that's going to make the run from the 6th seed to the championship or to the like I don't know, man. I just don't see it. And then next year, so next year everybody's a year older, and that's going to be your run against the Thunder and the Rockets, especially like those 2 teams making their moves and this is a stunning like crap move from Dallas.
Like how do you look at, and again, like maybe the Luka injuries and the Luka commitment and but the report that he's like 270, which is crazy by the way, it is all true. It's not like you're trading for a guy who is the epitome of health. Like you're trading for Mikal Bridges level, Iron Man here. Anthony Davis can't stay on the court to save his life. Like what?
Right.
What?
Yeah,
You get God.
The Bridges trade is like the funny one because what was that? 5 first-round picks.
Somebody brought up the Rudy Gobert trade too. Oh my God!
Like,
oh my God!
You get a similar haul for Luka Doncic that the Celtics get for Marcus Smart. Like you trade Marcus Smart, you get a first-round pick and Kristaps Porzingis. You get a pick and you get Porzingis. So you're telling me, like, how I know Anthony Davis is better than Kristaps Porzingis, but how much better? And
is it the same gap as Luka to Smart?
Right. Like the Celtics traded Marcus Smart and got a first-round pick and Kristaps Porzingis. You're telling me that Luka Doncic getting Anthony Davis is worth the difference of like, no, I know we only got a first-round pick, but we got Anthony Davis. Like, okay, yeah, but the Celtics got Kristaps Porzingis, and he's really good, and Davis is better, all NBA better, but Porzingis is like still pretty like it the gap. Yeah, what you just said is perfect because the gap between Davis and Porzingis is not the gap between Doncic and Marcus Smart. Don way up here, Marcus is down here, and I love Marcus Smart. And the gap between, at least you can see my hands in the box between Davis and Porzingis. Look, Harrison doing it the way he did is
insane.
Look, I can't even talk, and I love to talk.
Get it.
I love to talk. I pride myself on being able to talk and form sentences for a long time. I do solo podcasts for half an hour without stuttering. And now I'm just like, what? We're not even talking about the product on the floor anymore. Like Doncic, no one's even talking about what Doncic is going to be on the Lakers. It's just what the hell are the Mavs doing? That's what the conversation is.
The best part. So, like I said, I had a bunch of people on the stream. When it first dropped, it was me, Cam, and Noah. And Noah said, I think the Mavericks won this trade by a mile. Like that, like fully serious. Like, I think the Mavericks won this trade. And she like stood on her ground that the Mavs won this trade. And she was like, is that crazy for me to say? And we both looked, we go, yes. We were just like, excuse me?
I'm not going to say.
I get it. Like, I get why the Mavs did it, but
look,
still.
My number one thing is, if you have Luka Doncic and you decide this isn't going to work, there's a way to move him. And the way you do it is nowhere close to what Dallas did. They might say, well, no, we had Anthony Davis in mind. But I can sit there and say, look, let's say I'm shopping for a car. I've got my car and I love my car and I'm going to trade it in. And I say, I'm only going to trade it in for this car. But if I go to the dealership and say, hey, you know, I want this. What do you have? What are you going to give me for my trade? If I sit there and say, hey, I want 4,000 for this trade, you know what the dealership's going to say? Yeah, 4,000. That's it. But if I say, what are you going to give me? And I actually did this once. I went in like many years ago to a dealership and I was like, in my head, I'm like, I will take X for this trade. And the dealer came back and gave me like 3,000 more than I thought I was going to get for the trade. And so immediately in my head, I'm like, yes. But outwardly, I'm like, geez, is that the best you can do? Like, and that's what you got to do when you're negotiating. Whatever you think you're going to get, whatever you think you're going to be happy with in a negotiation, forget that. You're going for a job, right? Anybody that's listening or watching, you're going for a job and you say, I'm happy to make what's the job going to 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, whatever the salary is going to be. And they come in and tell you your number. The first thing you should do is be like, I really was hoping for a little bit more. Is there anything, because, you know, the way I see it, this, and this, I was looking at it at, you know, if you're looking at a $50,000 a year job, let's just say, man, I really thought this was going to be like a $60,000 a year job. Is there anything we can do to kind of bridge that gap? And like, at the worst case scenario, you're at what you were going to get. But if they go like, you know what, let me move some stuff around. And yeah, we can get you to like 57. You're like, okay, great. Then you leave and you're like, oh my God, I got an extra $7,000. Like, you don't know what you're going to get in a negotiation until you put it out there. So if the Mavs have Luka freaking Doncic, you go to the league and you go, you know, what am I bid for a Luka Doncic nowadays in this economy? And you never know what somebody's going to say. You never know what Milwaukee is going to say. You never know what Atlanta is going to say.
San Antonio, Wemby and Luka, are you fucking kidding?
Right. But Dallas, it's a combination of stupid negotiating and this thought that Kyrie and Anthony Davis, I know this is Danny Ainge's 2019 wet dream, but it's 2025 and we're in a different scenario. You're telling me that those are the guys that's what you're rolling with? That's your championship formula? Okay.
It's baffling because we would be having this exact conversation if the Nets did this with fucking Cam Johnson and they just sold him for something crazy. We'd be like, why didn't you check the market? And the Mavericks did this with a clear-cut top 5 player in the NBA. Some people out there would probably argue he's the best. They'd be wrong, but they could make the argument. And they just said, whatever. Here's Anthony Davis and a pick, and maybe Max Christie's gonna be the next coming of Jesus, and they're like a genius because of this. But they're just like, let's trade Luka Doncic, and you know what'd be really cool? Let's not fucking tell anybody. Like we're not gonna make a peep. I mean, like everyone's gonna be thinking it's so sick. And what you said earlier was the perfect. Like Nico Harrison sitting there behind the corner, like someone tweeted, like, "Who everyone's gonna love what I did."
They're gonna watch this. Watch this. Look, this is the Mavs team that fucked up the Jalen Brunson thing. Like the Mavs have a history of fucking this up. Like this is like one gigantic mistake. You're like, all right, well, it happens. You know, no one could have seen this Jalen Brunson coming, even though he was pretty good. But now you're like, yeah, I don't know. The Mavs have to win a championship now. They have to. If the Mavs don't win a championship, this goes down as one of the worst trades of all time, and that's even with Anthony Davis being as good as he is. Like Anthony Davis is going to be an all-NBA guy, but I'm looking at a 25-year-old MVP candidate. This year doesn't count, but everything we've seen up to now, he's an MVP candidate. He's a legit 1, 2, 3 in the MVP voting. If you're going to move on from him, you've got to do better. Mm-hmm. Trading Doncic at 25 years old requires a fucking haul. If you're not getting multiple players, multiple first-round picks for Luka Doncic, you're not doing this right. Even if you get that one player that you're targeting, you have to play the Lakers against everybody else. You have to put the pressure on the Lakers to involve other teams so you can
They didn't even get both of the Lakers picks. They got one pick. They got one of the Lakers picks. Just one.
I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say, man. It has the potential to be a generationally bad move. And that's saying a lot when you get Anthony Davis back, who's having an all-NBA season. But giving up Doncic and only getting what they got is egregiously bad. You have to get a haul for Luka Doncic, and that's the end of the story. Whatever direction you want to go, win now, win later, you have to. If you turn Luka Doncic into another star player and filling out your bench, fine. But if you want to turn Luka Doncic into young players and a bunch of picks, fine. But Davis and a pick. Now you've put Doncic on the Lakers, so that pick isn't going to be like
exactly.
It's not going to be a great pick. And on top of it, you basically sent Doncic to the Lakers and been like, "Hey, fatso, we don't want you." And you know what I mean? Like, you think Luka's going to be like, "Oh, yeah, I am kind of a fat piece of shit. Sorry." No, he's going to be like, "No, fuck you, man. Watch this." Like, all of a sudden, Luka's going to show up to training camp next year with abs, and people are going to be like, "Oh, when did that happen?" It's going to be because the Mavs called him fat when they traded him. That's why. He's going to be like drinking instead, like he might still be drinking beers, but he's going to switch to Michelob Ultras, and he's going to be like actually running in the off season, and he's going to come into camp at like 225 pounds, and the Mavs are going to be like, "Oh man, I didn't realize that was possible." And he's going to be like, "Yeah, well, you called me a fat piece of shit, but when you traded me, of course I'm going to be like, yeah, I probably should get into shape," because he's 25. And you got to give those 25-year-olds room to grow. You don't just give up on a 25-year-old, man. So dumb.
Oh my dude,
this is the shit that I say at 3 a.m.
I love it. No, I love it. This is why I
you don't hear this on the Lockdown Celtics
podcast. When you messaged me back, I literally like ended the live stream like 2 minutes before. I was like, "Fuck it, we're doing it again. We'll do it again." I was like, I need it. And I was like the funniest part is like this Lakers roster, like as a construct, is fucking whack now. Like they don't. Who are they gonna start? Jackson fucking Hayes, like
Yeah.
at center. Like what are they gonna do? Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic backcourt is a disaster defensively. Like,
I
but
haven't even
it doesn't matter because they got Luka fucking Doncic. It
I know.
doesn't fucking matter.
I haven't even looked at what they can do now. Can they go get Robert Williams or something? Like,
We came up with some ideas. Jakob Poeltl, Vucevic, Robert Williams, Nick Claxton, maybe. Like we were like
yeah.
throwing around different centers. Like there are guys who they could get. And at this point, the next question is, did they just say fuck it? Let's trade LeBron. Like let's just reset everything around Luka. Like I
I
don't
mean,
think so, but you at
not
least have to think
now.
about it.
Not now. Like again, I haven't looked, so I have no idea. So I'm kind of flying blind on this.
Luka
But
traded before Trey and Zion is fucking insane.
just insane. Like that's you skipped like 4 steps by trading Luka now. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I'm sure there are trades out there, but this falls under like a little bit of the conversation about the Celtics. You don't even need a Vucevic or anything like that. Like a Robert Williams is $12.5 million, I think. I don't know how they get that done, but that would be a great way to go, considering like Luka's injuries and LeBron's, 82 and everything. Like it's like everything's kind of like tedious, but think about Rob. God damn it. Think about Rob with 2 passers like LeBron and Luka running pick and rolls. Think about, oh my God. I just put myself into Robert Williams' body in my head, running pick and rolls with LeBron and Luka, and that's basically like porn. Like that's just, oh my God. The whole I'm thinking like Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, that whole like, oh my God, it's gonna be Lob City. Like that's what this is. If you can get Rob in there running pick and roll with LeBron and Luka,
Yeah. No, it's
shit.
we went full on like Celtics like disaster mode, and we're like, what if they just do a 3-team trade and get Marcus Smart and Robert Williams to fix the defense?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Because it makes a lot of sense. If you want to put a good defender next to one of them and they both make reasonable salaries, and you could trade Rui and whatever, like you'd have to give up picks and something. But
Luka, so Marcus, Luka, LeBron, power forward X, and
Robert Williams.
Bob.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's some defense. And like LeBron doesn't play defense anymore until he has to, but when he locks in, he can still play.
Yep.
I
mean, you could just throw like, I mean, it would be terrible spacing, but you have Vanderbilt if you want to really like say, okay, let's put real defense. You'd have no spacing next to LeBron and Luka.
no
That'd be a real
spacing,
problem.
but like LeBron and Luka make spacing happen.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what your spacing is. Like I could average 9 points a game in the NBA playing next to Luka and LeBron. I'm 51 years old. You know what I mean? Like
make JJ Redick suit up for spacing. Fuck it at this point.
Like seriously, player coach, like get that thing to happen. Like that would like
Finney Smith.
No, seriously, like JJ Redick would average 11 points with that
right now, currently. Yes.
Yeah, but Dorian Finney-Smith, like, of course, like,
yes.
I mean,
yeah, I'm back, Francisco. I couldn't stop talking about the trade. We're still here. Don't worry, I'm still back.
Look, when you have an opportunity to get Sam LaFrance back onto the live stream, you got to do it.
Well, the funniest part is the background I was using the entire time when we had 3 people was this one, which is just. It's just you, which I don't think I could. So whatever. So the whole time it was just Corrales.
At least this has my name underneath it.
Yeah, we could throw it there. I mean, I could also make you. Let's see. I could also make you. I think I have 2 options. You could be Noah or Jake if you'd like instead of Sam.
I'm definitely not Noah. Yeah.
Oh my God!
You got a bunch of people who are like, yeah, no, just go back to my name. I can't live up to all the other names that are there.
I can
You
throw
gotta,
your name very underneath right there.
yeah. I'm the Anthony Davis of this group. Like, yeah, I'm still good, but I'm on my way out. I'm on my way out. You got a bunch of young, like, up and comers over there. I'm like,
I still like I can't when I figured out it was real, Brad Townsend of the Dallas Morning News was like can confirm or whatever, and I was like, is this like a secondary fake account? Like, does someone fake Brad
right.
Townsend account?
People have
And I
hacked
was like,
all the,
oh shit.
yeah,
That was my like instead of oh wait it's real, my next logical thing was like Twitter's broken or Twitter got hacked, like
yeah,
something got fucked up somewhere. But nope.
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 And like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, why are NBA teams so like this is the classic, like the NBA is perennially a high school where the Lakers are the hottest girl in school and everybody's just doing everything they can for the Lakers.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what they do or how worthy or anything. They're just like the captain of the cheerleading squad, and all the dudes in the high school are always just going to be like, "Oh yeah, of course I'll do your homework for you," and like all the stupid stuff. And I speak from experience of doing dumb shit around the hottest girl in school, but that's what the
Yep.
NBA looks like around the Lakers. They're like, "Oh yeah, of course we won't canvass the league about Luka Doncic's value. We'll just trade him to you for Anthony Davis and a pick." And the best part of this story is like, "Oh, the Lakers had to huddle to discuss this." Are you kidding me? What's the huddle? 1, 2, 3. Fuck yes. That's the
they, they,
huddle.
they were huddling. You know what I bet happened? This is what happened. The Mavs were like, we'll give you Luka and Markieff Morris. And they were you at the dealership. They were like, well, that's exactly what I wanted. But let's get Maxi fucking Kleber too.
You know, I don't know, man. I was hoping for Kleber. Like that's
Maxi
really
Kleber.
that's what I was looking for in the first place.
We won't really
So,
have a center, so you got to at least help us out there.
oh my god, this is the best tweet I've seen. Lethal shooter, the first ever. I don't understand it. This is insane. Like the whole lethal shooter is like, I understand it now. Like he doesn't. If lethal shooter doesn't understand it, then no one does.
No, it's cooked. It's
Oh man,
it is inconceivably
we needed
foolish.
Woj. We needed Woj tonight.
We
Really needed Woj tonight.
We needed Woj. I can't believe like Shams had to put out a tweet that said, "Yes, it's real." Like that had to be the lead of the tweet.
No,
Yes,
really?
it's
No,
real.
for
I
real.
swear to God, it's real. I just cooked you up your own, so you don't have to be Sam anymore. I've gotten good at multitasking through the years.
Oh man, what the fuck are we doing here, man? It's 3:20 in the morning. This was supposed to be my night off. I was gonna go to bed early. I was gonna get rested. There's an early Celtics game, early game against the Sixers.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like all ready for this, and now it's like we're all like everybody's up. This is the best part. Like honestly, I'm so done with X and all of that and whatever you want to call it. But like everybody's still kind of there. And tonight was like old school. Like everybody is still up. I have it up and it's still flying. Like all of my people are still going. It's 3:20 in the morning East Coast time, and people are just like, yeah, let's keep talking about this stuff because we're all sickos. We're all just insane.
It's stupid. I've been scrolling through Twitter recruiting people to join my fucking live stream for the past 3 hours. I had an entire chat spamming, get Corrales, get John, where's John? Like just spamming and it all stemmed from because your name was on the fucking screen. It was you. And so I DM'd you and now you're here. And now I like you said, I can canvas Twitter because everyone's still awake. Everyone's awake. Everyone's here. Everyone's just wanting to know what's happening right now.
Yeah, man. It's nuts.
Oh
like honestly, it really just boils down to that. Like when you have like Luka is a guy who makes it look easy. And when you have a guy like that, you either roll with it and you roll with it longer than you would normally roll with somebody, or if you decide like, I don't like what is happening here, then you move on. You don't make it known. Like, you have this gorgeous house, right? And you're like, you're either going to live in it for a while, or if you decide to sell it because something is wrong with it, you don't fucking advertise that there's mold. You don't fucking what you do is you clean up the mold and you like put it on the market, and people going like, wow, I can't believe this house is for sale. You're like, yeah, we just decided that we needed to move on. And like, you let the next person deal with it. The Mavs basically just said, yeah, this house has a mold problem and we're kind of done with it. So yeah, I know it's $1 million house, but we'll take $750,000 for it. And like, yeah, it's okay. Like, they just, the way they did it, like, I'm not even arguing with the decision necessarily, but the way they went about this decision is just wrong. This is not how you do business. And like, again, but it follows a pattern. This is not how they are supposed to do business with Jalen Brunson. They don't know how to do business.
No.
And this is why, like, the Mavs, and they didn't even take into account the Mavs should not have even been in the NBA Finals. They were not a finals team.
They were not good enough.
Doncic and Kyrie, like, they carried them, and that deal they made in the middle of the season was great, and that kind of fueled them. And you're supposed to like build on that. You don't do what they did here. And the Lakers just happen to benefit here.
Of course, it's
out
the
of
Lakers.
nowhere.
Like,
And it's just like,
course.
right. Of course it's the Lakers. Of course it is, because it's always the Lakers.
Someone just commented, "No way Luka passes the physical." Imagine Luka fails his fucking physical and isn't a Laker because some act of God is like, you know what? We don't want this guy.
That doctor can come back to the Lakers and be like, yeah, Luka's blood type is lard. And they'd be like, pass him. Doesn't matter. Pass him. You know, I'm reminded of the story of like of Bill Walton coming to the Celtics from the Clippers, and the doctors telling Red Auerbach like, no, we're not comfortable with this. And Red's like, yeah, you are. Pass him. And they're like, all right, fuck it, pass him. And he became like an incredible six man. Like, there's no possible way. Like, Luka could show up there on a little fucking scooter, you know, and be like, you know, like Cartman, you know, with after eating all of the protein powder, like beefcake, like that. He could show up exactly like that, and the Lakers would be like, pass him. He's good. Like, there's no way that they wouldn't pass him.
Did you see Bill Simmons post a video of them taking the beer out of Luka's hand?
Yeah.
It's so good. See, fucking comparison. I'll take that. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, that's one of the best moments. Like,
it's so good.
That Luka is like,
I don't. It's not even that they didn't scour the market. It is that they bragged like bodaciously about, yeah, you know, like they popped their collar. Yeah, we don't. They're too cool. They're too cool
for you guys. Look at what we did. We don't follow your rules.
I said this to. I'm delirious now, so maybe I said no. I did say this to you. I was saying like we would have like gotten mad at the Mavs if they didn't scour the market for fucking Derek Lively trades. Like, if they just traded Derek Lively on a whim, it would have been like, oh, what are you doing? But they did it with fucking Luka
Doncic. I mean, God, I just, yeah. This is one for the ages. This is one for the ages. The only way,
craziest trade in NBA history? Like, I can't think of anything that compares.
The out of nowhere, like, I can imagine what Bill Russell for the Ice Capades would have gone down for. Sure. I mean, it was Bill Russell, Ed McCauley, Cliff Hagan, and the Ice Capades. I can only imagine what the what the Twitter reaction would have been back then. But yeah, in modern NBA history, it's just the shock factor for this.
Yes. They made a memorial on Dirk's statue to fucking Luka Doncic. It says R.I.P. Mavs, February 1st, 2025, quote, "I need a recovery beer."
Recovery beer. That's amazing.
And then it's just the Dirk statue with the and then it said
You bum. Yeah, that's about right. Look, no, seriously, the only way out of this is a championship. It's the only way out of this.
and
You
a
have to
spoiler
win a
alert.
championship.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know ball. They're not gonna fucking win a championship with this roster.
No, I don't expect that at all. Like, I just don't expect it at all.
This is the first time I'm hearing John say curse words.
I know, right? This is
you get on. How about them Celtics, baby? That's what you get.
This is. I should probably not have the lockdown hat on. I know. I don't swear on the podcast. I've told people like other situations, in 3 a.m. On a Twitter live stream.
How about
like
the Celtics channel?
This was my day off, man. This is my day off. My wife and I went to dinner. It was a nice night. We had a few drinks. We're just chilling. And like she went to bed. I don't go to bed till like 3 a.m. anyway. So she went to bed at a normal time. And so I literally was just hanging out. I was watching SNL, and it was a rerun of the Bill Burr SNL. I'm like, oh yeah, this had a couple of good ones. Let me just watch this. I was playing on my phone. My dog's laying in my lap. I got my laptop open, and like, this is just my life, right? I have my laptop open, and it's just TweetDeck, just scrolling. And I saw the trade, and I'm just like, nah, this is crazy. And I really honestly thought, how funny is this that Shams got hacked? This is hilarious.
Yes.
It's not a big deal. We're all going to get our laughs. Shams' account's going to get shut down. ESPN's going to put out an official tweet that's like, oh, sorry, Shams got hacked. And then all of this happened. And I spent an hour watching Twitter, and then I was like, oh shit, I probably should write about this. And I've been writing about this, and I still haven't posted my article because I don't even know how to finish it. And so I was like, and I saw your DM, and I'm like, well, this would be great because I can kind of talk through all of this stuff with Jack. And this is my bouncing ideas and all. But really, this has just been the same stupid stream of consciousness that I've had with myself of like, I can't figure this out. I have no clue. And it's just a bunch of curse words. And it's now 3:30 in the morning. I'm going to bed later than ever. It's like I'm covering the Celtics on the West Coast trip.
Ridiculous. GZD, sorry, I don't know pronounce your name, says Divac for Kobe in the 96 draft, maybe Penny for Chris Webber. The Kobe one, like, no one knew what Kobe was going to be. So, like that's one thing, right? Everyone knows what Luka is. And then Penny for Chris Webber, like,
that was
Luka Doncic probably already, exactly. Like, you don't know any of those players are going to be.
This is a good one. I just saw this tweet come out. Like, the fact that LeBron didn't know. If that's true, if LeBron literally didn't know, this is LeBron, Clutch Sports. Clutch is
that's
Anthony
what
Davis' agent. Like, if LeBron, if LeBron really didn't know, that says a lot.
That's, to me, that screams the Mavs called us a couple hours ago and said Luka Doncic on the line. We don't have fucking time to call LeBron, who is actively playing in a basketball game for our organization, to confirm this trade. We're just going to get Luka Doncic. Like, sorry, like, we have to. Like, that had to have been what it was. LeBron literally had to have been on the fucking court for them not to ask him.
This is amazing. So I'm looking at this now. First time in NBA history that 2 all NBA players have been traded for each other midseason.
I saw that. Crazy.
Wow.
Like, the
what a
closest
night.
thing is
like, honestly, what a night.
Oh my God.
I still think that Dallas, I think the Lakers ended up getting the better of this deal.
Yes.
Because Doncic is 25. Like that means something to me. That means a lot to me. That Kyrie is kind of like he's still great, but he's on the downward slope. Anthony Davis is on the downward slope. Like all of this stuff matters. Where those players are in their career. Now, there's always the what's next, but where those players are in their career, where the league is, where the conference is, what this trade does for your team's future, like all of that stuff matters to me. And you have a guy that it's, this is like the Simpsons episode where Homer sells his stock for like 20 something bucks and everyone else has sold it for like thousands. And like you have not maximized your asset. The NBA is about maximizing your assets. This is why the Celtics do so well. And this is why other like the Thunder do so well. If you have a front office that's like, hey, we understand the value of our guys, we're going to get value. The Mavs just they took back pennies on the dollar, and whatever they didn't get dollar for dollar. And for Luka, you're supposed to get more than dollar for dollar. And that's the killer here. You have a 25-year-old all NBA player who you just said, "Oh my God, we're so sick of his shit. We're just gonna let him go." Like who are you impressing with that? Are you impressing like you're not impressing agents? You're not impressing the players around you. Like, what are you going to do? You're trying to tell other players like, "Hey, if we can trade Luka, we could trade anybody. So you better get in line." Like, I don't think that was a problem in Dallas.
No.
So you're not setting some sort of stupid tone.
Look at this. This is what I think of. Look at what the Clippers got for Paul George. Or the Thunder got for Paul George. And Paul George was coming off of like his top 3 in MVP voting with the Thunder. He was top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year voting with the Thunder, but he was also not 25 years old at the time. And they got
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was not what he is now.
Sure, exactly. But at least they got a guy who could be good, right? Like this was far from Anthony Davis, but they got a young guy, and they got 4 first-round picks and 3 protected picks. And the Mavericks got 1 pick for a guy who was
that's
like, let me double check. I just want to make sure I'm saying the right thing here. Luka Doncic has been all NBA first team every year since his rookie season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row of all NBA first team. Not all NBA first team. He has been a top 5 player in basketball for 5 straight years. And you got 1 first-round pick in the trade. And again, Anthony Davis, great player. 1 first-round pick. 1. Yeah. That's not going to be a good first-round pick because Luka Doncic is on the fucking team that's whose pick it is.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. I got to go because it's 3:30 in the morning and I got to finish. I got to finish work now. All of a sudden I'm working. But yeah, man, amazing. This is what's funny here is I think this will sum it up. There's so many people going live and talking about this. And I think everybody's saying the same thing. Like no one can understand why the Mavs did this. So the bottom line to me is Nico Harrison had better fucking be right or else he's done. This is
has to be done.
Career defining move. You're either a goddamn genius because you traded away Luka Doncic and you got Anthony Davis and you believe that this, and if you have subsequent moves, those subsequent moves will make you a champion, and they do. Or you have made an egregious miscalculation. You fucked up the entire process and you have set your franchise back for a generation. Luka Doncic is the type of player that teams tank for in multiple seasons. You try to make that work as best you can, and if you can't make that work, you take advantage of his talent and you make the rebuild around him as quick as possible. And this is not a rebuild as quick as possible because you have got one draft pick out of it. This is not you very clearly have punted on the waiting things out. So I don't think the Mavs have handled this properly. If there is no trade demand, if there's none of that stuff, then what the Mavs did was egregiously bad. And they set up another team to be good for a long time. And if they don't win a championship this year or next year, then they're looking at guys who are on the wrong side of 30, making a lot of money and having no trade value. And they're going to be in a very, very bad position. And the Mavs, like, if they don't get this right, it's 2025. If they don't get this right, the Mavs may not win a championship until 2035 or beyond. Like, they have like really set themselves back for a long. This has to be right away, or else they are going to be out of the mix for a decade. And that's a fucking hell of a gamble. It's not a gamble that I would take.
They gambled an 8 to 10 championship year window for a maybe 2 to 3 year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You got to look at the rest of the league. You have to understand what the rest of the league is doing. OKC is really good. Houston is really good. Freaking Nikola Jokic exists. Like, those are you have to beat those teams. You need a special player.
Wemby exists.
Enough. What's that?
Wemby exists. Whatever the fuck.
Wemby exists. Like, yeah.
And that's just in the conference. That's without even the Cavs or the Celtics or the Knicks or any of this shit. It's truly unbelievable. Yeah. And I've spent the past 3 hours now trying to make sense, and I've written 3 articles for 3 different websites while I've been live, and I have no fucking idea what's going on.
No idea. I love the take that this is vindication for everybody who's thrown out just absolute bullshit trade ideas on the trade machine.
Somebody posted a 2K tweet that says Luka Doncic is untouchable. We're not trading him. It's so unbelievable. Even fucking 2K wouldn't do it.
Even the stupid freaking computer won't do it. Oh man,
just insane. Yeah, we'll wrap there. Thank you.
Happy to chat with you. Tonight. Fucking hour. We talked for an hour. Let's go. My wife's gonna be like, "Why are you going to bed why aren't you in bed already?"
I'm thrilled. Best part is First to the Floor is in Australia and they're going live in an hour. So maybe I just don't sleep. Maybe I just join them.
Oh man! All right,
thanks, John.
Fun. This is a good
Thanks
time. All right,
appreciate you. Yes, sir. Goodbye. Bye, everybody.